A little bit, sorry Odessa. I know we've been sitting for a really long time, so if people just want to like stand up and like, stretch, you know, we've just had lunch. There we go, just move a little bit. Yay. Awesome. All right, so we'll get started. So I'm going to ask our lovely panelists to introduce themselves, to tell us a little bit about who they are, share some of their experiences, when you maybe first came to Canada, what that was like, and yeah, just anything, what you're doing now. Are you going to school? Are you working? So I'll start with you, Zoe.
Hello. Oh, that sounds awful. My name is Zuleika, but my nickname is Zoe because there are a lot of people who don't know how to pronounce my name. I'm from Syria and I moved here 2 years and a half ago. 2 years ago and a half. Okay. I need to work on my English. So I am currently working at EAL Center and I've been going to the University of Winnipeg, and it's going to be my second year majoring in criminal justice.
Hi everyone, my name is Rochelle, but I go by Rachel, and I also came in Canada 2015, almost 4 years now, in September, like October. And I'm also currently working at the EAL Center, and I will be also doing my second year, and I'm taking International Development and Criminal Justice at the University of Winnipeg.
My name is Ala and I go by Ala. I came here 8 years and a half ago, and I work at the EAL Center. I work at the EAL Center, and I am also a student at UFW. I'm doing Conflict Resolution and International Development Studies. Next year is my last year.
Yay. All right, thanks for introducing yourselves and telling us a little bit more about who you are. Of course, today we're talking about making English easier. What was your experience like, you know, as an EAL student when you were in high school?
I started my classes at Red River College when I first came here. I did my assessment at Willard, and then I moved to my classes at Red River College. I did 6 months. I was supposed to do 2 years. But after the 6 months, I decided to go to a regular high school. When I came, I was 18, so I finished my high school already back home, but it meant nothing when I came here. So I had to go to do my high school at Gordon Bell High School. So I did there 3 months. I was in an EAL class. To be honest with you, thank God I was in an EAL class, because I would have failed my classes if I went to regular classes. When I came here, I had 0 English. I only knew hi, bye, and thank you. My pronunciation was awful. It's still bad, but I'm working on it, so yeah. To be honest with you, I am thankful that I went through EAL classes, but I decided not to stay long in EAL classes because I knew that I only needed a certain amount of time to be in EAL classes and then moving on to other classes, because once you go to EAL classes, if you graduate with your EAL classes, you cannot apply for university because they don't really take any classes in university. I did only 3 months, and then my family decided to move to Thompson. It's a small town in Manitoba, which they have only one high school there. They did not accept me because they didn't have a lot of newcomers and immigrants there, so they weren't able to understand my background and what I need. It's not like here in Winnipeg, there's a lot of EAL classes, a lot of school, and there was a lot of newcomers. So I had to go to adult school. I had to go to university to do my high school. But when I went to Thompson, they didn't know anything about that, so I had to go through regular classes to do it. It was good. The only thing that I did not like about it is a lot of people in the EAL classes here in Winnipeg, they speak my language. So it's easier for us to think in our own languages, right? Like, if you want to say something, and I know that Rachel speaks my language, why put an effort and go out of my way and speak English if I know that my English is not good? I would just say it in Arabic, right? So my sister and I, we decided to go to school together when we first came. We promised my dad that we would leave the house together, never see each other in class or in school, only see each other when we're coming back home. So we had to go and find friends, we had to meet people from different countries. I meant to not meet people who speak Arabic at all. I would say hi and bye and like be nice. But my goal was to improve my English because I knew that was the key to do anything here. The day that I knew that I needed to learn English, I took the bus. I decided to go downtown by myself. I took the bus and the bus driver said, "Have a good day." I went home crying to my dad. I thought he said something bad. I did not know what he said. I was like, he said something bad. That's it, I'm not leaving the house alone. We have to go back. I decided that I don't want to communicate with people, but that was the day that I knew that I need the language to actually do anything here.
I can also say, like, we have like something in common, Arab, you know? So my first day in EAL classes, I actually didn't spend that long in EAL classes because I knew that other students were upstairs, like on the second floor, doing regular classes. And then I'm like, what are those people doing upstairs? And they say, those are regular classes, and the downstairs were like a government, as you know, they're mostly for EAL classes and people with special needs. And then I told my teacher, I have to go up. And then they're like, what do you mean? I'm like getting 90s and 80s, and how am I staying here? I'm like, I have to move. They were like, you still staying here? I'm like, no. I went myself to the office and I said, I have to go and join those students upstairs. Why am I sitting in here? I'm trying to do my homework, I'm doing my best, but what I used to do, I used to go an hour before at school to make sure I finish my homework and give it to the teacher so the teacher will check if it's right. And then they mark my homework like, you've got nothing wrong. And then I think, why am I still here? 2 to 4 months, I was moved to regular classes. So sometimes it's like confidence made me push forward because it was really hard. I knew a little bit English and my accent was really bad. Really bad. That if I speak to people, they could even laugh and they just went away from me. But as I moved forward and made friends, they all spoke English. So I went away from my community and then I met students who didn't speak my language. I only spoke my language at home for 3 years in high school, and that's how I got to move to regular classes.
I also have experience because when you come, they assume that you cannot really take regular classes. So you have to be the one who is fighting for yourself and going and telling the school, give me a chance, I will do good. This is what I did, when I went to the EAL class. I came from Lebanon, and it's a country where they speak English, French, and they really have lots of international people. So I came with some English. When I came to EAL classes, I saw that all of them were speaking my language, and there was no way for me to actually study or do good or improve my English, especially that I was in an age where I was sitting all my peers, people the same age as me, just planning to go to colleges, universities, and I'm just sitting in this class with people who speak my language and I cannot do anything. So this is when I went to the counselor and I said, can you give me a chance to go to regular classes? And he said that we cannot really do that unless we do more assessments to see if you can handle these classes. And I kind of made a deal with him that if he lets me go there for some time and see that I'm doing well, he can allow me to go and do all my classes in regular classes. And he pass and get good marks. And this is what I did, and he actually fulfilled like the promise, and he actually gave me way more credits than I thought that he would. And yeah, that was the way that I was able to graduate from high school, by going and talking to people, seeing the resources. I would actually wait for all my teachers lunchtime, just begging this person, that person, and they always see me every day. Some of them, like when they see me in the hallway, they run the other direction because they see me just with my homework, just waiting the whole time. And like you have to work hard, because we always assume that schools have to do this, schools have to do that. But actually it's like an individual commitment. Do you want to graduate? Do you want to, to have dreams that you want to work on? Because the school can't do much. Like, yes, they're the ones who give us the credits, they're the ones who push us outside high school, to come to universities. But it's actually us who, if we put the effort and put the work in, that we actually can graduate, can speak English, can do whatever we want.
I'm just super inspired by all three of you. Just the fact that you all really pushed and challenged yourself, not only yourself but teachers, people in the school, and you guys made things happen. So amazing. So I just kind of wanted to ask a little bit more about some of your challenges. I know you're sharing some of your experiences, but did you have any specific challenges while you were in EAL class before you got moved into regular classes? Can you think of any? Yeah.
Some of the challenges I found in EAL classes was surrounded with people. Like, we were all speaking different languages. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm speaking my language with 3 people, and beside me there are 3 people speaking their own language. I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? So when the teacher comes in, he's just gonna say, shut up, you guys have to keep quiet, and that's everybody will be quiet. But when the teacher is not in the class, not even a single English, and it really doesn't help. It doesn't help. That was one of the biggest challenge, and I never proved myself being an EAL student. Yeah, so that's it.
School in general is like a challenge. If you're speaking English, speaking Arabic, any languages you speak is just a challenge in general. This period of time where you're being moody, you don't like this, you don't like that. So having to go through this period in like a different country, and having to step up and tell people sometimes what you want and what you don't want. Because like when you go to classes, like EAL classes, they just choose things for you. So having to say no, like learning to say no, I don't like this subject, no, this is not what I want, was really like a big challenge, because you don't want to you want to maintain good relationships, because these are like your tickets to graduate and do good in the future. So you need to know how to balance between being nice, but at the same time knowing what you want, and not letting other people lead your life and lead what you want. If you're good in art and you don't want to do other subjects that you don't see that are going to help you in the future, then you should go for that.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to use the mic. It just somehow turned off. Okay, so I can talk really loud.
Me too.
Thank you. Can you guys, I know you were starting to share a little bit about things, thank you, Justin, things that you did personally to overcome some of these challenges. Can you maybe expand a little bit more or share a little bit more? I know I'm looking at you, Alla. I remember interviewing you when you first applied at Need Center, and I remember you sharing quite a bit in that interview. So yeah, if you guys just want to elaborate a little bit more on the things that you personally did to overcome some of the challenges experiencing an EAL or just like learning English?
I can talk more about like learning English. I don't advise you to do this, but I did it. I believe that English or any other language that you're learning, there is a rule that I'm going with: use it or lose it. If you don't use the language, you're gonna lose it at some point, because it's easy to forget things. So what I did when I used to go to Red River College, so we used to go to full-time classes from 9 to 3:30. After classes, I don't go home. I go to the library and meet people that I don't know, strangers. I go up to them and I tell them, I am learning English. I would like to make friends and I would like to have a conversation. I used to tell Misty was shocked by this, but I tell her, or I justify this by, do not give your personal information, just talk, have a conversation. About the weather, Canadian people, they love talking about the weather, especially here in Winnipeg. They love talking about the weather. Just have a conversation about the weather, about your day, what you did. Then things come up. So this is how I personally learned how to speak English, by talking to people. When I go to the library downtown, everyone knows me. Been there 3 years, every single day I go there. So I think using the language is very important. Even at home, I come from a very big family. All my siblings, they were trying to learn English. So even at home, my dad was very strict on like learning English, because I mean, if you don't have the language, you won't be able to actually go to school or work. So he encouraged us to like speak English at home. Even if you make a mistake, that's fine. Use it. Use it until you get used to it, and then you will get there to the goal that you have. Because I'm 100% sure all of us in this room, newcomers or Canadians, we do have a goal and we do want to reach our goal. Regardless what your goal is, but you do have a goal. So using the language, for me personally, got me here. Today, I'm here because I know the language. I know how to communicate with people. I wouldn't have been able to actually be in school if I don't have the language. So use it. I encourage people to use the language every single day, even with your friends. Use the language. It will make it easier for you. I knew that I'm getting better at English when I was dreaming in English, actually. Because normal people like you would dream in your own language, but I was dreaming in English. And when I get nervous, I start speaking in English. When I'm very happy, I start speaking in English. This is when I knew, like, yes, I am actually getting there. I am, because my brain is working in English right now. So, use it.
Say like what I did to improve my English was, after like 2 weeks I got on bed, I went to a program called Peaceful Village. So the program basically helps students to do homework and have different activities. You meet with different people. So that was one of the biggest success, which helped me to improve my English and even my classes. So also what I did, I met teachers during lunchtime. I met them and they knew if somebody's coming, they have a question. Always I had a question, and then I was asking for more English classes. I had my science, my biology, like every class, but I used to have an English class. So at the end of the class, I used to go and see my teacher. What do you say on this one? What are we gonna do? Can I also make a poem? Can I go and deliver a poem? Can I join the speaker group? And then I joined the speaker group, and we were given like a poem, and we need to deliver the poem outside of school. And that was really like something which was helpful, and also making friends. I made a lot of friends. We didn't even speak my language, and we were able to be together for like 3 years, and that's how I made it.
Every day to school at 7:30 before the staff were in, just to read and to just like prepare for school. And I stayed in after school for also another extra hour just to see if there are some like staff who would wait for their spouses to come and pick them up, or like they would stay for like extra time to do more stuff. So I used this time to also go and like ask them for help. And I also like came to Need Center almost every day after school, like with math, with English, with different subjects, and that really helped me a lot.
I'm sure a few Need staff are probably feeling very proud of you right now. Remember you coming a few years ago, getting help with your homework. I'm just looking at the time, and I do have a few more questions here, but I would really love to hear from the youth that are here today, or maybe even some of the adults. If anybody wanted to ask a few questions of our panelists, I can walk over and hand the mic. Does anybody have any questions? Looking for any advice? Oh, okay. Abdul Kareem.
So, how do you think is the best way to succeed in high school? And how did you study to succeed?
So the best way to succeed in high school, and what you did to succeed. All three, or whoever wants to answer?
Just study. No, have fun, but at the same time know when to get your homework done, when you have to study for your exams. You have to balance the social life and the school life, because people would lean on either sides. You are either studying, like me, not making much friends, or people going to different parties and different events without studying. So just make that balance, I guess.
I can also say, I just want to try to repeat what she said, but you have to motivate yourself and say that this is time to do my homework. Don't take your cell phone, because your cell phone is one of the temptations that your homework will never get done. I've been there. Put your phone away and say, I'm going to do my homework. I have to pass this test. If you're not sure about any question, go ask your teacher. They're always there to help. Never run away from them, because they know everything. Remember, if you don't ask any questions, nobody will come to you and say, do you need help? No. Go to them, ask them, can you explain this? I didn't understand this. And the following day, you know what to do next. And do your homework.
I would also say time management. You need to manage your time. You need to know exactly what you need to do. If you don't know what you need to do, go and ask. What do I need to do? When teachers give you homework to take home, do not leave the classroom unless you know exactly what you need to do when you go home. And as Zoe said, balance. You need to take care of yourself in order for you to succeed in school. Do not overthink. Do not stress yourself about school. You will get there sometime. As we said, you took 5 years in grade 9? It's okay, it's fine. Does not matter how long it takes. Doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as you do it and you do it right. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't overthink. You'll get there.
Okay, we have a few more minutes left. Anybody else who want to ask any of our panelists here a question? Over here? No? Somebody over at this table? Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Maggie Haddad. I'm from Syria also. I have never taken EAL classes, but I know lots of people who did. And based on their experience, there's a lot of, they are noticing a gap between academic and the language barriers. Someone who does not speak English does not mean who don't know math or science. So how could you balance that? How did you do that? How did you convince your teacher that I know math, but I don't know English? And that's a huge difference. Thank you.
Good question.
reading right now. That's a hard question. So what I need like, for English, okay, you don't know English, but you know math. And that's really hard to convince the teachers, always. But what we did, like there is this easy math they put you for EL. They leave you there for so long, but if you don't step out, because they know you don't know English, they leave you in EL classes. Even for the math, it's EL classes, but in math. You never move in math class unless they are convinced that you'll succeed in grade 10 in regular. Even though you're doing like grade 12 in EL, they can put you in grade 10 regular classes. So what we did, is like I saw that so many people were in EL classes and they don't know English, but I advocated, like my friends and I, we went to the office and we tried to advocate for also other students who know math and they did well. So you speak up. You say, I can't do English, but I can go to pre-cal and I can do well. If you speak up for yourself and speak for others, you guys will be successful.